Happy day students. Today we are going to look into class 9 social science economics chapter 2 people as resource. This chapter, People as Resource, is an effort to explain population as an asset for the economic rather than a liability. Population becomes human capital when there is investment made in the form of education, training, and medical care. In fact, human capital is a stock of skill and productive knowledge embodied in them. People as a resource is a way of referring to a country's working people in terms of their existing productive skills and liabilities. Looking at the population from this productive aspect emphasizes its ability to contribute to the creation of gross national product. Like other resources, population also is a resource, human resource, which is a positive side of a large population that is often overlooked when we look only at the negative side. Investment in human capital through education, training, medical yields a return just like investment in physical capital. This can be seen directly in the form of higher incomes earned because of higher productivity of the more educated or better trained person, as well as the higher productivity of healthier person. People who are a part of workforce are called human resource. By contributing in productivity, the human being plays a significant role in the economy of a country. Any other resource becomes useful only because of the input by the human resource. Investment in human capital yields a return like investment in other resource. Investment in human capital is done through education, training, and healthcare. Educated parents understand the value of education and hence invest in their child's education to secure a better future for the child. Educated parents also take extra care of the health and nutrition of the child. This creates a virtuous cycle of creating a better human capital. Uneducated parents are unable to invest on education and health care of their children. This creates a vicious cycle in which the coming generation often are forced to remain poor. Now let us look into what is meant by economic activities. Economic activities refer to those activities of man which are undertaken for a monetary gain or to satisfy the wants. The activities of workers, farmers, shopkeepers, manufacturers fall under this category. These economic activities can be again categorized into market and non-market activities. Non-economic activities are ones that are not undertaken for any monetary gain. These are called unpaid activities like housekeeping, cooking for your household, etc. Now this image is to just give a understanding of economic and non-economic activities. The various activities have been classified into three main sectors: primary, secondary, tertiary sectors. Primary sectors include agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, poultry farming, mining, and quarrying. Manufacturing is included in the secondary sector. Trade, transport, communication, banking, education, health, tourism, services, insurance, etc. are included in the tertiary sector. The activities in this sector result in the production of goods and services. These activities add value to the national income. These activities are called economic activities. The quality of population depends upon the literacy rate, health of a person indicated by life expectancy, and skill formation acquired by people of the country. The quality of population ultimately decides the growth rate of country. Illiterate and unhealthy people are a liability for economy. Literate and healthy people are an asset. Education. Education provides a new aspiration, develops value of life. Education contributes for providing universal access, retention and quality in elementary education with a special emphasis on girls. There is also an establishment of pace setting of schools like Navodaya Vidyalaya in each district. Vocational streams have been developed to equip large number of high school students with occupations related to knowledge and skill. Firms maximize profit. Do you think any firm would be induced to employ people who might not work efficiently as a healthy worker because of ill health? The health of a person helps him to realize his potential and ability to fight illness. An unhealthy person becomes a liability for an organization indeed. Health is an indispensable basis for realizing one's own well-being. Henceforth, improvement in health status of a population has been the priority of country. Our national policy too aims at improving the accessibility of healthcare, family welfare and nutritional services with a special focus on underprivileged segment and population. Over the last 5 decades, India has built up a vast health infrastructure and has developed manpower required at primary, secondary and tertiary sectors in government as well as in private sectors. Unemployment is said to exist when people who are willing to work at the going wages cannot find jobs. In case of India, we have unemployment in rural and urban areas. However, the nature of unemployment differs in rural and urban areas. In case of rural areas, there is seasonal and disguised unemployment. Urban areas have mostly educated unemployment. Seasonal unemployment happens when people are not able to find jobs during some months of the year. People depend upon agriculture usually face such kind of problem. There are certain busy seasons when sowing, harvesting, weeding and threshing is done. Certain months do not provide much work to the people who are dependent on agriculture. In case of disguised unemployment, people appear to be employed. They have agricultural plot where they find work. This usually happens when family members engaged in agricultural activity. Consequences of unemployment. Unemployment leads to wastage of manpower resources. People who are an asset for the economy turn into liability. Unemployment tends to increase economic overload. The dependency of unemployed on the working population increases. The quality of life of an individual as well as of society is adversely affected. When a family has to live on a bare subsistence level, there is a general decline in its health status and raising withdrawal from school system. Unemployment has detrimental impact on the overall growth of an economy. Increase in unemployment is an indicator of a depressed economy. In case of India, statistically, the unemployment rate is low. A large number of people represented with low income and productivity are counted as employed. They appear to work throughout the year, but in terms of their potential and income, it is not adequate for them. The work they are pursuing seems forced upon them. They may therefore want to do other work of their choice. So with this basic introduction of what are meant by different economic activities, we come to the end of the lesson. Read the content that is given in the textbook. Thank you.